talking about, then it's like part of your being.
Yeah, but you can the passion can make you insane, and you want to grab that thing that you have a passion with in a neck lock and jump into the volcano with it and just be done. Or sometimes you are.
That's what tells me you need a vacation when you're at that point, Mark. And I bet you everybody around you would agree with me at that point.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a big. You need a vacation when you get there.
I wouldn't come back. Like, you might not see Ryan.
We'll make
again.
you fill out a form if you do that.
You might not see Ryan again. If somebody sells him a fishing boat down there cheap, or a T-shirt stand, or
I am not making that option available to him.
A water ice stand. Ryan's fishing bait. No, it's funny when you have a passion like that. It can drive you. But part of being good at any job, what I do, what you do, or whatever, is also lining it up for the next person. And I think that's something we forget.
Very true.
Is being, a steward of the position rather than the owner of it.
It's interesting that you said that, and you used the term a steward of the position. There was a gentleman in my office who was my chief deputy, and his name was Jackson Stewart. So it really, when you just used those term, that word, I thought of him, and he was my chief deputy. He was a man who served under 8 separate district attorneys. Wow. He started as a young man in the office and worked his way up. And he became that person who DA after DA turned to for good, solid advice. Well, what's today? Is today Tuesday? A week ago yesterday, he passed away.
Oh.
And he was that person who stewarded good judgment. He was the person who had provided for years and years to all different DAs who came through that office. Good, solid stewarding and judgment.
So he's one of those people that the office is less without him, but better for having him.
So true.
And that's always good.
We were lucky to have him. We will continue to be lucky to have him because his reputation precedes him, and he set the standard for how to behave. And I have always talked about him with our younger attorneys and made a point whenever we hired somebody to say, even when I wasn't DA, when I was a supervisor in the office, I'd tell our younger lawyers, go meet Jack Stewart. Because that is the kind of DA you want to grow up to be.
Sounds like there needs to be a little plaque or a statue or something worked on.
I think there needs to be a lot for him.
Yeah, there needs to be something.
We're still in the time of grief,
right,
if you will, because as an office, I feel that we've lost somebody who was just this incredible human being. But we will find a way to carry forward his memory every single day in what we do in our courtrooms.
You've got a bunch of good people down there because it's a good team of people. And I for the longest time, I repeatedly humiliate myself in front of Jack because I could not remember his name. and I remember, and Joe too. I just couldn't remember. I would always get them mixed up, and it became Jack Ryan.
Did you just confuse them because they were two Irishmen?
No, it was because
Mark?
Jack Ryan and the Tom Clancy novels.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's true. Those are good books, and now good movies.
And it always messed me up, and it was like, at one point he confronted me and said, "You don't know my name, do you?" and there was something when
there was a hot sweaty palm moment.
Yeah, there was actually a case, and I finally remembered his name. And then one time I actually went down there once for a meeting, and I wrote it on my hand because it was like, don't call Jack Joe and don't call Joe Jack. I'm like, what kind of idiotic instruction is that? That doesn't help me at all.
Well, they both have a great sense of humor, so they probably found much entertainment value in that.
They do, and everybody down there, I think the whole department is better because of the strength of the people that
That's true.
work there now and have worked there over the years. And, when Jack left, I was That wouldn't happen to Joe, and I didn't realize that Joe came with the office, like the credenza.
I was lucky enough to get to keep him.
No, and that's great that, you see sometimes it has to happen where administrations clean things out and everything, but it's good to see some transitioning, and because you don't lose that experience.
No, and that's sometimes true, but when you look at an office such as ours, it has a sense of history, but the people who are in it because they have a passion for their job, and that's why they're there.
Yeah.
They're not in it for political gain. They're not in it for the money, for heaven's sakes.
No.
They're in it because they truly are dedicated to what they do. So the idea of cleaning house, like I think some administrations have done, is disappointing when it comes to a DA's office, because the DA's office is it's an anomaly. It's not that kind of place where people are there because they want to sow discord. They are there because every single day upstairs in our courtrooms, they seek justice. And so...
and I think it says something...
the kind of place where you don't clean the house, if you will.
I think it says something about the office, the department, or whatever, if you have to clean house. I think it says something about the quality of person who was there. I think you should be able to carry over people, because it should be above politics and personal opinion. It should be commitment to the job and to the craft.
And I think that's why you've seen when the different DAs have taken over in this office, you see them consistently recognize time and time again that our younger DAs and our senior DAs, our younger DAs are upstairs trying our cases, or experienced DAs are upstairs trying our cases, and our leaders are upstairs giving them guidance and trying their cases too.
What advice would you give to anybody who wants to be you?
What advice would I give to somebody who wants to be a district attorney? I would say, sit down, listen, open your minds, and know your facts before you make your judgment. A rush to judgment is the kind of thing a DA is a very bad judgment in a DA. You need to listen, know the facts, and make sure you know them before making a call. And that's the sign of a good DA.
People don't do that so much anymore.
No, they don't.
My father used to say, I remember somebody did something and they apologized, and my mother said, see, he can apologize. And my father said, always be cautious about people that are comfortable apologizing. They have practice.
That's an amazing point.
And I thought that was a very valid point, because try to do it so you don't have to apologize for mistakes by not making them. And I know some people that will say things and with authority and be wrong. And sometimes people don't fact check you and they go down wrong roads. So it is important to double and triple check your facts. Don't want to be wrong. Don't be comfortable being wrong.
Absolutely.
It should be an apology should be like a medical procedure. It should be uncomfortable and awkward.
Oh my God, so true.
It shouldn't be like,
come easily, because it shouldn't have been something that was practiced and something that you're comfortable doing time and time again.
Right, instead of my bad.
Right. Absolutely.
People do that, and I just start to twitch. Well, thank you. Is there anything you want to say?
I've always enjoyed coming and being on your show, Mark, and I have a great appreciation for what you do. And as always, we consider the services you provide invaluable.
Thank you. And if you ever want a talk down there to the detectives about missing persons, we do a roll call talk. It's a short talk about best practices and an incident to. There's things that we've seen historically that have cut down the time and the complications of an incident. Because the problem with missing person incidents is that it wraps up all your resources, but you don't get to do it enough to get practice at it. But when it happens, especially now, a spotlight's on it, and you're just being, you can't make wrong decisions, and it's like I've had people literally go over a timeline and say, you got called at 1:03 and you didn't call back till 1:05. What happened? I went to the bathroom. And I didn't want to call back.
Well, I was in the bathroom.
Yeah. I went to the bathroom because I knew it was going to be a long haul. 1 minute. But it becomes a microscope. So be happy to do that. And
Thank you.
We've had the best results we've had with that is I've had departments say, "Oh, we had a missing person. Why didn't you call?" And call because we did what you said, and it wrapped up quicker. And that's the best thing I can hear is that we don't have to do anything because somebody who's educated made the right decisions and helped somebody in their local community faster than we ever could have. And that's why I'm all for educating law enforcement best practices to make it easier on them, because when these things go long, they very rarely have a good outcome once they go long.
Well, sitting next to you and hearing you talk, I see somebody with a passion for what they do, and I hear passion in your voice for what you do and what I know you do so very well. So on behalf of everybody, I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I still have some passion for it. It's kind of the opposite of laundry. There's nothing there. To laundry, I'm dead inside. I can get nothing from the experience.
It's a good analogy. I like it.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
Okay, Russell, hit the button.